Hi guys, and welcome to a new installment of MBTA's Strangest Stations. In this video, I will be taking a trip west from Boston on the Framingham Worcester Line to visit Worcester Union Station, which may be the most beautiful station in Massachusetts. Worcester is also a hotspot for freight action, so I will hopefully be able to see some freight trains. Let's check it out. Worcester Station opened in 1835 on the Boston and Worcester Railroad. It quickly grew into a major railway hub, playing host to no less than 7 different railroads by 1871. These were the Boston and Worcester Railroad to Boston, the Western Railroad to Springfield and Albany, the Norwich and Worcester Railroad to Norwich, Connecticut, the Providence and Worcester Railroad to Providence, Rhode Island, the Worcester and Nashua Railroad to Nashua, New Hampshire, the Fitchburg and Worcester Railroad to Fitchburg, and the Boston, Bar, and Gardiner Railroad to Winchendon. Most of these railroads used Foster Street Station, located near present-day Worcester Common. The first unified Worcester Union Station was constructed in 1875, featuring a grand clock tower. Shortly after this followed a period of consolidation, leaving the New York Central Railroad, the Boston and Maine Railroad, the New York, New Haven, and Hartford Railroad, and the Fitchburg Railroad serving Worcester. Coinciding with a grade separation, a second Union Station was completed in 1911, which is the same building that stands today. It featured 2 marble towers standing at 175 feet tall. Unfortunately, these towers were removed in 1926 due to structural issues. Fortunately, fiberglass towers were built in 1994 along with a restoration of the building. They still stand today. Inside, the waiting room features a beautiful elliptical arched roof. Passenger service began to decline in the mid-20th century. Due to the lack of subsidization by the MBTA, train service to Boston was eliminated in 1975, with service being cut back to Framingham. Just a few days later, however, Amtrak began running their Lakeshore Limited sleeper service to Boston, stopping at Worcester along the way. Commuter train service from Worcester to Boston eventually began to come back, with peak hour MBTA commuter rail trains serving Worcester from 1994, and weekend service added in 1996. The most recent major project at Worcester was to relocate the platform. Until July 2024, Worcester had only one side platform, making for a major bottleneck which reduced frequencies and caused delays, since only one train could be in the station at a time. To fix this problem, an island platform was constructed with a track on either side, allowing for 2 trains to be in the station at once. It was completed in July 2024. Today, the station is served by MBTA commuter rail trains as well as Amtrak's Lakeshore Limited. Unfortunately, when I visited, Lakeshore Limited service to Boston was suspended due to a sinkhole further west on the route. While Union Station is served by a good number of passenger trains, the Worcester area is also a hub for freight traffic. CSX's Worcester Yard and its intermodal facility are located slightly east of the station, with the tracks paralleling those of the MBTA commuter rail. The Providence and Worcester Railroad also has a yard slightly southeast of the station. Branching off from the CSX Boston subdivision are the Gardiner subdivision, used by the Providence and Worcester, and the Worcester subdivision, used by CSX. They share a right-of-way until a junction in northern Worcester. The interesting thing about this line is that here, it runs in a tunnel through the St. Vincent Hospital. Today, Providence and Worcester train WOGR would be running north to Gardiner with 3 light engines. Here they are at the Thomas Street crossing. Soon after, I made my way back to Union Station to see the arrival of I-022, a daily intermodal train from Syracuse, New York to Worcester. The two CSX trains which use the Worcester subdivision are manifests M426 and M427. Although they pass through the area, neither of them actually serve Worcester. Unfortunately, I missed the front of M427, but here are some of their cars rolling by Union Station. The manifests that do serve Worcester are M436 and M437, whose cars are taken to Framingham by L002. Finally, here is Y120, the yard switcher, sorting intermodal cars in the yard. First, they ran their engines light by the station, then reversed onto some intermodal cars. They then continued shunting, bringing some cars by the station and onto a different track. That's all I was able to see today. I hope you enjoyed learning about the history of Worcester Union Station and what makes it so interesting today. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.